Shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the beloved apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and who I learn from daily. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered across the four corners of the earth, you Israelite foreigners like unto a speckled bird. Shalom to you sincere Akim on the highways and the byways, doing lessons and videos week in and week out in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you sincere Akwath, who's listening in silence, as the scriptures command you to do so. This is your brother Isaiah Allah, back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, I pray this is edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. You are the biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. The name of your God, your power, his name is YAHAWAH. Yah meaning he, Hawa meaning is, he exists, BAHASHAM, coming in the name and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name in the Hebrew is YAHAWASHI. Yah meaning he, Hawashai meaning savior or deliverer. All praises, all honor, and all infinite glory. And so right into this one, brothers and sisters. I pray this is edifying. This won't be too long, but this clip shows the wickedness of the women of our nation, man. Now, I believe this incident, I did a little bit of research, happened roughly, I believe, 7 years ago, but now, the clip is resurfacing and showing itself of this woman who goes by the name of Limome Cheeks. If you could look up her information on this case that happened roughly back in 2018. And you're about to see what this demonic woman did with these children. But it goes to show like how far the demons that plagues the women of our nation, their minds, and what they do to the young ones, regardless if it's their own children or their grandchildren. All right, or somebody else's children. This is how demonic they can go. All right, and how and the wickedness that holds holds no weight, man. There's no levels to it. What these women will do. All right, and then we're gonna show you. So let's play this clip. So this woman said there's no room in the SUV. So you got 2 dog kennels in the back of an SUV truck. But you couldn't remove the dog kennels to have the children to be able to sit comfortably or move anything you can so the children can sit down and be buckled in and safe while you're traveling. And I believe you just said over 35 minutes. And it placed them, a 7 and an 8-year-old in a dog kennel. And that top right there, I believe that's French, and it's incredible but true. I don't want to mispronounce it, but like I looked it up as the translation at the top. But yeah, that's the perfect title for this. It's incredible but true, to show the wickedness of these women, man. To how they act, and those are both her grandchildren. And it's amazing because it was caught on film, and more incidents like this have happened, but never have been caught on film. And it's in the scriptures, man. It explains, like, the scriptures don't lie on how the women of our nation act towards the young ones, man. And this just goes to show. So in Jacob's trouble, how much more what they're gonna do with their children. It's just pure evil, man. Pure evil. How these women act. But it all goes back to the curses of Deuteronomy 28, man. All right. In this case, like I tried to look up more information on it, and I don't even know. Like it's very limited. Like everything I kept finding kept saying it's like investigation still pending, based on this situation. But she got charged with 2 counts of child endangerment, as this wicked ass 62-year-old woman at that time deserves, man. Real quick. Before we get that curse, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, also the book of Sirach and the Apocrypha. And verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Why? Because these women are like have the mind state of a child. The scriptures describe them as the weaker vessel. So with them being the weaker vessel, they tend to they cleave to the flesh, and they do fleshly things and evil things toward the children of their bosom, especially to their own family members, as you saw in that example. All right. Now to prove that they are the weaker vessel, since I stated it, this is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. The knowledge of what? These scriptures, man. All right, because as the scriptures say, there's nothing like a woman with a mind that's well instructed. Roughly paraphrasing. All right, and when you instruct a woman within righteousness, that but she has to have, of course, her hedge, which is a man of the Lord. Then they're able to resist the devil, and they're able to just to be sober, as the scriptures say, teachers of good things. All right, and to fear Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, man. And they're able to stay like humble and meek and that's and virtuous, all right, which is a rarity in today's day and age with our women, man. Continuing on, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Main point being in this precept that I wanted to show is that the woman is the weaker vessel, man. All right, that's why they're more susceptible to demonic attacks, more susceptible to demons, okay? Especially when they don't have a head, when they don't have a man of the Lord. And they do wickedness and evil things like this. Okay? Now going back to the like I stated, the curses, this was a curse that applied to our women. And this is why they're in the predicament and in the state that they're in. And it's getting worse. And it's going to get worse as this kingdom crumbles. Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly, in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. And these curses apply to all the captivities that we read. All right, our women, whenever there was a famine, when there was no food, this is what they resorted to. And they're going to do it again. Like I stated, you saw in the video, if that grandmother had no issue putting children in a dog kennel and driving in 95-degree weather, how much more in the times of Jacob's trouble, man? What they're going to end up doing. All right. But this is that curse that applied to our women. And this is in the book of Job. And this chapter describes a woman and compares her to an ostrich. All right, because it's gonna break it down, because this is what an ostrich does with their eggs, comparative to what our women does with our children, man. All right. This is Job 39 and beginning at verse 13. Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in the dust. When you look up you can go on the National Geographic, and you can look up even on YouTube videos on how what an ostrich does with their young ones while before they even hatch. An ostrich will leave her eggs behind and go about far away, and then sometimes even forgets where the ostrich places them, where she places them. Salakia. Verse 15, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beasts may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. And that's in comparison to our women. All right? Through the spirit. This is what they do. Hardened against the young ones. The grandmother's hardened against her grandchildren. As if they didn't come through her lineage. As if they're not hers at all. Verse 17. Why? Because the Most High, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, have deprived her of wisdom. Neither hath he imparted to her understanding. So the Lord never gave our women the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Almighty, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. That's why they do the things they do. All right? Just like children. A children needs to be guided. A child needs to be directed. All right? Instructed on righteousness. And when they're not, and when you give them the liberty to gad abroad, and it continues in their age, and they do the wickedness like you just saw. This is Lamentations chapter 4, beginning at verse 3. Another comparison. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. You see what I just read in Job 39, man. Comparing that because of what an ostrich does. All right, how the Heavenly Father describes our women, and our women have continued they're evil, man, pure evil. On how they treat their children, man. The tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. All right. A lot of our women, a lot of the children in our community, are hungry. All right, because you got these nigger women. All right, constantly selfish, worrying about themselves, not feeding them properly, not giving them nourishment, comfort. All right. Because the women of our nation are supposed to be nurturers to our children. But you don't see that in this time. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. That's right. It all stems back to curses because we're out of order, the man. Therefore, our nation is out of order. So the man not being in the house, so on and so forth, to be able to provide and to protect. All right. This is what ends up happening, man. It all stems back to the top. And all these things are about to culminate here in these latter times in Jacob's trouble. It's about to get really bad, and it's going to get really worse. And you're going to see a lot of these women bug out just like that, doing even worse than what you just saw. And so I just wanted to do something quick through the Spirit, brothers. I pray, Lord willing, you were edified. I'm giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahawah. BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honor to the beloved apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.